Hey guys, so I'm going to go through the Usdcad. At the moment, if I look at the right hand side screen, we have the 4-hour time frame, and as you guys can see, we broke the support, which over here obviously was 3370. This is the inverse Astro flip chart. I am looking for the price to be magnetized into this region right here. We have the psychological level of 1.3450, okay, in which the market has attempted to tap. Today's highs at 1.3444. Can we run one intraday leg higher into that actual region? Perhaps we can. What else did we see today? We had a little bit of a pullback in the morning, and with the 3400 support zone in which it didn't actually tap. As you can see, if I line up the crosshair, we can see that previously we had that spike into the region, market pulled back, broke through. We didn't really get a retest there. I wouldn't consider that as a retest, as we didn't come deeper into maybe the wick of this candle or even the 3400 level itself. What we did get though today is the break back above the moving average, and we get the retest. So I'm quite, even though we have now made a new high, I'm quite curious to see what Usdcad is about to do next. If we look over on the daily, on the inverse chart, daily inverse, as you can see, the candle on Friday was quite strong. So if I bring this up over here on the color chart, so we have Friday, Thursday, consolidation, spike to the low, break back above the moving average. We had the retest on the back end of the MA there before the bullish run on Friday, and now, as you can see, we're more or less in mid-air. Usdcad for me, we are about to go a lot higher. If we look at the previous price structure where we have the wick down to the body, stretching that across to 1.3650, it looks as if Usdcad can rally straight up and through that region. Looking over here on the inverse chart, we can clearly see that this is looking as if we are going to make a new leg, i.e. a higher high over here, and be attracted into that region. So for me, Usdcad, we do probably have around 230 pips to run to the upside. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this one plays out. Any other key points and factors? If you look at the weekly, quite a good price action on the weekly actually. If I just line my crosshair up to where some of these wicks actually lie, we have the bullish engulfing. Then we had the break back above the moving average. We pulled back up, we retested the MA, as you can see right there on the weekly. And then last week's closure, we spiked through. And is that a psychological level? We could maybe say 1.3250 has been tapped. Picked up orders, shot back above, bullish engulfing to engulf the previous week. And now I'm looking for momentum to carry through. So the weekly perspective does look pretty decent. It kind of aligns, it aligns very, very, very well with the daily there. And looking over here on the flip chart, it's looking as if we can make a new leg to the downside, i.e. upside. So let's see how this one plays out for the remaining time of the week. It's currently Monday, and it's around, what time is it? So it's 2:42, and the US session has just started, guys. And as I mentioned on previous videos, this is the best time to do your analysis for the start of the week, to allow the noise from Sunday evening into the Monday morning to deplete, and then the market to actually find stabilize and find its directional bias. So this is the best time to do it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's see how this plays out over the coming few days. Hey guys, on to the Usdcad. So March 27th, Wednesday. Let's see what's going on over here on the price action on the hourly. So intraday price action has been relatively sideways since the market opened this week. I believe that, let's have a look on the flip side. Right now, what happened is we had the original target zone of 3460, which I do still have in mind, and I do believe that point will be tapped by the pair. We came into the lows over here, but if you look where the crosshair is, and if I go ahead and if I get the rectangle tool and I bring that across, we're more or less at that level right now. We came into it 3450. Was that tapped? No, 3445. We made that next high though. Okay, spiked through, came all the way back down into the region of 3380s. Max lows 3372, and then we shot back to the upside. So over here, as you can see, we're more or less trapped in the range of 3370 to current price 3,430. On the Astro flip chart, we can see that. Let's go ahead and place on. There we go. Using this trend line as a guidance tool to build criteria for price continuing to the upside. So on the Astro flip chart, we're kind of balanced on the support, but look at this. Look how well this looks and fits as a potential next downside leg. So bringing it and translating it across to our color chart over here, and even if we put up the 4 hourly on the normal direction, we can see that we broke structure, came back in. We've got the nice trend line on there now. We have a higher low point, another higher low point, and what the market can now do. We've also, guys, broke up and passed the moving average. Found support, broke back above the MA, so we are floating above the MA on the 4 hourly. If we go into the daily time frame as well, daily is quite important right now because as we broke above the moving average, we retested back into the zone, and as you can see, the base of the candle, where the wick is, we pulled back above that. So what I'm now looking for, Wednesday daily closure, anywhere around here, or even better still, to be stronger, we are looking for continued upside momentum, breaking this region, breaking that zone. Pulling up the Astro flip on the right hand side on the day, it looks as if we have a long way to fall. Okay, long way to fall, 3,650. So let's bring it up over here. The highs still on target, still in check, and we will walk through step by step, taking every price action bridge as it comes and put the pieces together to see where we can gain entries. Right now, that's an actual. I'll show you how this would work out. So because we have the break above, the 4 hourly break above, right there. Stop. If you look at the wicks, bring the stop down. We're looking at around 3 to 5 pips below that. So 39 pips. Add that. Okay, so 43 pips. Stop. Just so we're focused on this bullish candle. Breaks back above, consolidate. So a 1-to-1 risk reward would simply be there. A 43 pip stop for a 43 pip target. That could be target projection 1. However, ultimately we are looking for that move, which is a 238 pip move. However, it may be a little unrealistic for this pair to travel 238 pips without actually pulling back on the intraday chart. So what I'll do is I'll go for the 1-to-1 for now, which is anywhere around there, right back up to that region. We are looking at making a new high past that, but that's more or less how that trade can be laid out. So we break structure, come back to retest, allows me to put the trend line on now, 0.1 and 0.2 there. The 4 hourly break above the moving average, and now we are looking at, because also on the hourly time frame, we broke above and now we're retesting back into the moving average. So this tells me that price is itching to go to the upside. If I'll leave this on here, see how this plays out for Friday, but that's just a nice simple intraday trade there, following the rules, following the bias. And again, if I go into the week there, weekly, if you look at last week, importance comes here. 3,300. If you see all of these wicks around the 3,300 level previously, the orders coming in and out of the market, and then we break back above that, we retest 3,300 right there. Okay, right there. We are back above the moving averages on the weekly, and last week we spiked back into 3,300 where this realm is, and now we are looking for further upside, bullish continuation, and a new price move. So, with that being said, that's it. So let's see how this one plays out, and we'll check back in soon. Hello guys, so here we are, 29th of March, Friday. It's currently 4 p.m. London session is over. US session is also nearly over. Volume for the day has been relatively low, if not the week, to be honest, on Usdcad. We had a little bit of a meltdown earlier on off the back end of some news, but we can clearly see where some of our markings are. Usdcad came into the zone. We tapped into 1.3450, the psychological level, to the pip right there. again, and continuing to reiterate the importance of psychological levels more or less in the back of our mind. You need to get into the habit of whenever we have a zone or a region or a key level, you have to see, okay, is there a psychological level nearby? Now, coming into this zone, we took it from the back end of these wicks down to the bodies, right there, just neaten that up a little bit, right to the high. So we brought that in. We had one reaction last week, pull back up, market boosted back above the MA. We had consolidation, and to the upside, we spiked into this region. We had a downward spike, upward spike, and then we came into 3450, but then look what happened here. Consolidation on a smaller time frame, and then bang. I had a long trade on Usdcad when I did the last video with the risk reward tool. I closed that before the news and probably made about 15 pips, and that's just the reality of it. That's something that you just have to do and work around. So downside spike so far, and look where we came into. We went from 3450 to 3350, so we've gone from level to level. Now I expect prices just to consolidate. Only would I look at Usdcad being a long still if we actually pull back above this region, potentially spike into it and then beyond. Daily, over here, this is what changes the picture though now. This is what changes my bias. Right, so we had spike into the high, we had 1, 2, and this was such a good move as well because price actually fulfilled the previous wick. So after the bottom here, this is partly why I went long. Put the bottom in there, we had the bullish engulfing that engulfed the previous candle, spike into the high, but the next candle actually completed the run. But what I can also see is that after this new high was made into 1.3450, market pulled all the way back. It's testing these regions right now. Only if the daily candle closes above the black line, 3370, because currently it's hanging just below the MA. If I just highlight the MA, you can see to the right hand side on today's candle, the body is now closing below, well, due to close below. If it closes back above anywhere up here, and especially if it closes simply above the black line, we can maybe expect a continuation to the upside. It's something that the Monday analysis will bring to light, and especially the Wednesday. Alternatively, we can break through this zone, break through 1, 2 levels, break through 3350, and the next area I'll be looking at is to probably fulfill some of these wicks. We have key zones all the way across here on the day. So if we go from an average, taking an average from there to there, as you can see, market can come in to fill 3350, 3300, so not 3350, 1.3350, and up to the top of 3329, 3330. I'm not really sure if I'm keen on watching or seeing that happen, because now, as you can see just here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of scope in which market can be picking up some orders now to revert the opposite direction. So we just have to be a little bit careful. Weekly, I'm quite disappointed because, especially after the strong closure of last week and 1, 2, we could get a spike here. But as you can see the pattern, the spike is coming into this region. It is creating a new higher low, higher low. We did make a mini intraday higher high before that. That's why we collapsed from the 3450 zone. But now, what this pair can now do is continue over the next few weeks, because look here, bull, bear, next one, bull. We'll see. What's interesting over here on the Astro Flip chart though is, if I go ahead and just remove this zone, is that spikes, 3, and now we've come back above into the region, but looking at it on this side of the fence, it does look like we can actually start to tumble and roll back, i.e. bullish on the left side of the fence. So I won't be too put off right now by that sudden downward movement. So the volume has been pretty low, and whoops, 1 second. The volume has been relatively low, so try not to be fooled. I believe that we can push a little bit lower, obviously over here on the flip chart high, and then bang. So for me, that's lining up to get the orders in for a nice long opportunity, and I believe that this will come through. probably by Wednesday. I think we can break the highs by Wednesday. If not, I've already given you the other levels to watch out for and be wary of. But for now, you can see exactly why these moves were made, which is important for future reference. Zone, spike into 3,450 to the pip, spike, melt down to 3,350. So we've gone from 100 pips, bang on, psychological level, zone to zone. So guys, let's see how the weekly forms and the daily forms, and then from there onward we can continue to map out USDCAD and see what's next for us throughout next week.